Good evening, ladies and gents. This is Nerds the Human, and welcome to this, the grand finale of our India campaign on Rome Total Wars Alexander. And you join us outside Babylon, where the Persians will come to an end here today. An elephant-filled end, of course, because I've gathered as many generals as I can together here to make sure we have ourselves a lovely, lovely slaughter. So we're going to head in with some sat points before too long. We haven't really used these much. In fact, I almost never use them on the channel at all. In fact, I'm not even sure I actually even have once. Maybe once in the Rebel campaign, I'm not sure. But before that, of course, we need to have a little poke around because we have our spies here and there, and we are on the hunt for Alexander. Now, we know that they only have these 4 cities here, and we have seen that they're already not sitting in Byzantium. So we're just going to keep our eyes peeled, so to speak, and still have another look out for him. So yeah, we actually do this by right here. Have a little poke on this guy, and nothing too interesting. Well, in this town here. Ah, there is Alexander. Indeed he is. He's over here. Not looking very interesting, let's be honest, but he hasn't done an awful lot on this particular set of events. So, yes, Alexander looking a bit pathetic, but we will go and murder him before long. There are plenty of armies around here, from what I've seen, so we will see how all of that goes down. Maybe we'll just, next time we have some money, we'll get some spies. And, of course, to get some money, the best way is to go for brutal murder. It's all that Porus really knows. In fact, if we have a good look at Porus at this point, he's actually bloodthirsty, -3 morale. He's got braves, it's +2. He's only at -1, so that's okay. We'll take it, we'll accept it. But yes, unfortunately, he has picked up bloodthirsty by this point. Hardly surprising, but he is 8 experience, so you know what? That's probably fair enough. We're going to take all these lads into the town. We'll see who else we've got. So we've got the Neos philosopher. We've got some of the main guys here, though. Amy, of course, our favourite bloody destroyer. Lovely stuff. We have Dionysus. Ah, yes, good old Dionysus. Bloody untouched by fear. Been in many wars. Been here a long, long time. Everyone's a destroyer. We smash up everything as we go. A few new lads here or there. Ramesses, the philosopher himself. Lovely stuff. Also brave. Yeah, so Porus is the only one who's picked up bloodthirsty so far. The rest of them, I guess, haven't quite killed enough for all of that. And yes, indeed, they're all pretty brave. It's easy to be brave on top of an elephant. Does that make you brave? Probably not. But today's not a day for philosophy, unless, of course, you are Ramesses the philosopher. So perhaps we'll get to that later on. 4-1. Oh dear, this last lad over here, a 20-year-old repellent, repellent Persian. Let's put him out of his misery.
Today is a good day for them. If we are to die, then let us do so honorably, and let us send many of our enemies howling into the afterlife.
Well, you can't say that that isn't the most authentic Indian accent you have ever heard. Suck on that, Hollywood. So, what do we have ourselves here? A lovely, beautiful city of stone. Huge royal palace, temple, temple complex of Zoroaster. Looking magnificently huge. Yeah, we'll probably be keeping that. Can't even see it because the camera, as great as the city view is on Rome Total War, sometimes it does struggle with the height just a little bit. So somewhere we do have some sat points over hither. We'll blow up the walls. I've got myself a few fresh units somewhere. Oh, we've only got these infantry. Okay, that's fine. We'll head in with these guys. We'll smash down a wall or two, and we'll head in with the elephants. As the elephants get themselves into position, then it looks like the sappers have done their job here today. They haven't managed to blow themselves up. There is a chance, by the way, of the sappers getting themselves killed. The wall tumbles in a very, very non-spectacular fashion. Just going to make sure we run these guys up the wall first to make sure we take over this tower. But once we've done that, we'll run the elephants in. Weirdly, there's no one here to stop us. Well, there is a unit here now, but they decided not to actually do anything about us. Get on the walls! Quickly! Yes! Oh no, we can't climb again. Once again, we can't climb. Why can we not climb walls on this game? It's so bizarre. Okay, well, you know what? We're going to send in some of our experienced lads to go and do a good charge in on these immortals. They'd be loving it. Oh, they've done it! They've done it! Well done, my good sirs. Well done. Okay, we've got the wall under our control. That's what we needed to see. And that's fine. That means the elephants will be safe as we run in and smash up the first group of lads. They're still mostly over there at that wall. They're going to start shooting us, so hopefully we get a ramming in time. Yeah, they've changed just in time. The tower might actually just have a shot or two. And this is really going to be the story of the battle here today. They don't have a bad army here, by the way, but what they do lack largely is, I don't know, anything that can deal with elephants, which is unfortunate for them. Oh dear. Finally, they make some sort of counterattack, and it is the most pathetic one possible. It's the Arab cavalry, who have nothing to offer against elephants. So they will get themselves immediately slaughtered, I'm sure. The Immortals have captured the next tower along, and there's still no real response from them. There are some people moving off the walls now, actually. Interesting. So yes, I'm going to use the young lads here, blood them a little bit. I don't really want them to batter too much on the plaza, because there's still a fair chance of the plaza that we end up having a few deaths, to be honest. And we do want to, as much as I'm quite happy to go a bit of blood and thunder, I don't think we want to entirely kill all of our troops here today. So we'll grab our good old friend Porus. You can head forward. You know what? Yeah, we'll grab those two lads, and we'll also send you guys forward. Hopefully this is a big enough gap to go and attack these battering cav. I hope so anyway. So we'll head into those lads. The Immortals just going to grab all of the towers possible. So you guys all run up there. You're getting shot. They apparently everyone lined up to do that, which is a little bit silly, but that just seems to be the way it is. So another day, another set of units immediately going to be slaughtered by the elephants. Just what you well expect. Yeah, as long as most of it doesn't happen on the plaza, we won't really lose anyone, I would think. We're still struggling to climb up the wall over here. Are we doing it now? Anytime. I would like you to not break. They're eager, but one day if they learn to climb this tower, they might not die. They might actually be getting shot by two right now, which isn't particularly clever. Looks like we got something captured there, which is what we want to see. More units going back for another bite of the cherry. Hilariously, these guys are actually going to charge at these elephants. Quite why they allow themselves to get this close, not being on the walls, I don't know. They've walked past the towers, they've just let them kill themselves, and now the elephants will charge in. The Pell test can do some good damage to us, so you know what? I'm quite happy to take those guys out in that fashion. Got another couple units being taken down. We're working our way towards the plaza to say, let's keep on fighting just off of the plaza as much as possible. Thank you very much. If I can, yes, charge into those guys as well. I'm going to try and use these inexperienced guys as much as possible early doors. Bit of Porus here just to make sure that they feel supported. I mean, they aren't elephants. They probably should feel pretty confident and brave, all things considered. But I'm not sure there's an awful lot going on here. Right, they are now starting to send everyone back over there, which means what I think I'm going to do with this lot is pile them straight towards that general. We want to face as many as we can off the plaza. As for all of this, I'm going to leave... You know what? Yeah, let's leave one unit back here. And we'll send in these guys to help. But the rest of you, you need to come join us. You are troop number 2. Even though it says it's troop number 1, but ignore all that nonsense. And you can come here around to the plaza. These elephants need to do a good charge over here and make sure these guys don't actually reach the plaza. Because we need to make sure we take as many of them on in that part of the world as possible. These peasants are... Well, you know what? They're wavering on the plaza. But that is the way things seem to go for them. Yeah, let's charge down these peltasts as much as possible. Let's not get distracted by peasants. We probably will, but we'll just have to keep on ignoring them and charging ever onwards. And yeah, these guys are still off the plaza. That's what we want to see. We are seemingly ignoring the peasants, which is good news. Very good news indeed. Why are these guys climbing? They really don't know how to tower, do they? But at least we are taking them over gradually. It is what it is. Let's just keep on running around. As for Porus over here, he's got the main fight on his hands. Oh, we've got ourselves a little bit too caught up here. Okay, keep on ploughing on. Everyone over there, stop getting distracted. You want to charge them over in hither direction. Come on, charge. Anyone want to charge? They're throwing javelins now. This isn't ideal. There we go. Speed it up for a moment and they've sorted themselves out. Oh, it's good fun, isn't it? It's all in good fun. And the backup elephants are here just to make sure those spearmen aren't causing too many problems in the flanks, because they might be, you know. Might have a general back here who's going to get himself killed. Indeed, we do have a general right here who's going to get himself killed. The young lad hasn't quite worked out that spearmen are dangerous even if you are an elephant. Get out of there, you utter numpty. As for you, my good sir, you seem safer. You're not a general. That's fine by me. Yeah, we just want to catch them as they retreat back towards the plaza. Yes, he's a perfect enemy. Go and smash these spearmen. There goes the general. Trampled underfoot like any disgusting Persian should be. Right. The walls are continually being taken by our immortals who are just getting themselves murdered. Oh no! A heroic death! Ah, you utter fool. Was that the one I just tried to save? I don't think it was actually. Oh, what a shame. You go and kill the Mardian archers then. That's fine by me. We're always going to lose one doing this, I suspected. It would help if these guys actually did their job, which is the charge. These are the experienced lads. Your whole point was these guys are supposed to not be putting themselves at risk. Aishkabar. You know what though, this injured lad, the one who's lost their general might as well be the one charging this direction now. Can we all just start running over there? Because we're just getting us, they're just standing there and dying right now. Not from this lad. You've lost a general. Go and fight the spearmen, you numpties. And any other troops coming around? We've now got the plaza under our control. Nothing happening at this part of the world. Honestly, I think there is most of them. I think they're just pretty much all dead. Okay. Well, these guys, yeah, they're shooting arrows. Please just go and wipe them out. That would be utterly grand. Thank you very much. And at this point, these guys really refuse to be helpful in this battle. I feel like maybe they feel like they've done enough. They've done enough for India at this point, damn it. But, oh well, it's fine. You know, at this point, it's fine. The injured elephants, the ones who are going to cease to exist. No. They're the ones who are going to fall if anyone needs to. So there we go. The Mardian archers were indeed the last unit who were fighting, apart from those spearmen. Still one or two men left around, but it seems like a pretty good job done here. Fortunately, one fool got himself killed. But the traditional 1,000 kills here today and the end of the Persians. Victory and glory and a huge bucket of money. A heroic death, I would say a foolish death for the numpty over there. Faction destroyed. Every true Roman will rejoice. Well, they will because it's Persia, but I'm not sure Rome are that bothered about this right now. They might be a little bit concerned about this whole Indian Empire thing that's currently happening. Oh yes, and hanging on to Babylon. 20% bonus to farming income. Beautiful. And hello, Melkor's theme. This is where that piece of music comes from, by the way. If you are a Melkor watcher and wonder where his general theme tune comes from, it's a very rarely used piece of music, which is used for some of the wonders. And indeed, the Furies have been unleashed on Babylon once more. Marvellous stuff. So, at this point, what do we have to do? Well, we have ourselves a big bucket of money. So, I suppose we'll do some retraining because this city, I recall, has a big foundry of doom. It does indeed. Indian chariots +1 as well. That's nice. So, yes, we'll repair the walls that we just demolished. We'll repair some of our units. You know what? We'll stick with those to begin with. And we'll get ourselves some Indian chariots there. I was almost shocked, by the way. That's something, because I had a weird sort of hiccupy breathing moment there. Ignore me. Oh yeah, there's the old faction leader. So we'll go mop those guys up at some point. Yeah, we'll send the chariots to go and deal with them. That will be fine. Oh yeah, I forgot we had all of this in the in these two cities over here to just keep these guys held up. That's fine. We'll mop him up in a moment. And yeah, we can probably send a small force of chariots to go mop up a load of these different rebels who are lying across the map. Fine. So Alexander is in there. We will go and deal with him in time. So yeah, we'll mop up some of these rebels, but mostly for the time being, I think I will just be organising our troops, getting ourselves. You know what? We can probably afford an elephant or two now. So Tyre, you can hire one of those. You get yourself some more chariots. We could do with clearing out those rebels. 4 units of chariots will almost certainly do the job. Yes, more elephants. More elephants. We want a whole army just of elephants for this final thing, don't we? I think we probably do. We'll get ourselves some chariots first, and we'll see what we might do in terms of infrastructure. But at this point, there's not much point really, is there? It's just a case of organising our armies, getting as many Indian chariots and elephants as possible, and with those, we're going to march on to Macedonia. Unsurprisingly, we are the richest and most advanced faction, which is lovely to know. Many babies being born to the world, an execution square in Banu, and the walls in Babylon have been restored. So yes, pretty much most of the things I'm doing at this point are just building up all the roads that I haven't already done. I did do a lot of that last turn. You can see pretty much we have the full highway roads, the paved roads, pretty much everywhere we can. So at this point it's just a case of getting as many of them complete. Susan, Persepolis, no, Babylon even. Persepolis already has it. Babylon does need to upgrade its roads, so we're on that now. But most importantly, we have some rebel Persians to take out. Let's just make sure they are completely annihilated, because yes, they need not exist anymore. He's plain licentious, which is an interesting one. Never see that one. This man's smutty inclinations lead him to take liberties that others would think twice about. Yes, perhaps we should put him down. Let's take them out. Indeed, another victory, 1,000 kills, and now we get ready for our march to Macedonia. Well, the invasion is just about ready, and it's going to start off with Porus invading Sparta. It does look a little bit weakly defended, although there are plenty of Macedonian armies up in the north there, some with a fair bunch of experience. These guys could be quite interesting to take on in the field. We'll have to see about all of that. However, Porus is getting on. He's 65 now, so it's probably a very good idea to get on with all of this. So in we go. We will once again, though, need to build ourselves some sat points. So it is officially war with Macedon, and very soon we'll be heading on in. Well, the hilariously blocky figure of Alexander is heading down towards us in Sparta, but he's going to be too late to relieve this city. He might well be taking us on in the field in the next battle. This is, well, it's a pretty solid army, but it's not necessarily my ideal Alexander-facing army, so we'll see about that in a moment. But for now, we take on the broccoli of Lysis, and with this land going down, well, yeah, I don't think it's going to be too difficult, but it'd be nice to see a new enemy. Let's head on in. Oh, it is good to finally see the unpronounceable Hypaspists over here on the wall, which I'm sure I butchered the pronunciation of, but we're going to give it a go anyway. So these guys will hopefully die before too long. We've got the sapping going on, of course, but I do realise we're actually in a level 4 Roman city here. I mean, it's obviously got the Greek style, more orange roofs, but yes, we have only the 2 little narrow entrances to the plaza, which in some ways kind of works in the favour of elephants if they want to try and crowd up the streets, but it does very much suit their spearmen. So yes, I never really noticed in Alexander, but if you do actually upgrade your cities to the Greek style, well, in this case, this style here, it's very easy to defend them with your spearmen, but I suppose most of the time the Persian cities are bigger, and you probably very rarely upgrade them. Nonetheless, that's interesting indeed. We're actually in a terrible position to attack the plaza here. We're very much stuck where we are because the sat points are automatically placed. So we've now got to do this from an awkward angle, which means our men are going to have to take these walls unless we want the elephants to be shot by all of these towers. So these ones are all shooting inward, unlike the Persians. So, okay, I think we're going to have to blow down the walls, send a few elephants in and shoot these guys from here, and then our men can run around the inside. So it'll be fine, but yes, a little bit of a tricky one because the city style is not necessarily too easy to attack. Well, we are getting absolutely slaughtered as we try and take these walls because obviously they are incredibly slow at running up onto the walls, but at the very least now we can start to take them over. This one's still Macedonian. If they want to get up there, that would be amazing because I'm still getting shots. There we go. Okay, and with that, our elephants are at least a bit safer to enter. Get yourselves immediately back down and we'll try and grab this tower because I want to go and take on these guys. Now, I can't shoot them very safely from back here like normal because of the tower, so we'll have to see if we can sneak up a little bit here. This could be awkward. Oh, sod it, I was an idiot and I forgot to take this tower over before I sent these archers round. Lost a few of our female archers now, which is a bit unfortunate, but I am sending them over here for a bit of additional support. So with this captured, we're just going to get these lads up here. There's only 39 of them, so they're not going to stand up in a fight very well, but if nothing else, we do have the archer ladies in behind. And are they reacting to it? They are reacting to us, you know. Okay, this is Actually, not the worst thing in the world. Not the worst thing in the world. Just hold position there for the time being. Ladies, stand there as well. And elephants, can you run in? Because we're going to need you to support us here. If you can support them without... What are you doing? You're supposed to be over here getting these towers, you numpties. Aish kaba. Anyway, yeah, if we can go and support these lads, we will be okay. Let's use fire. As soon as we are in range, we should be pretty soon. We're about to get knocked over by elephants, mind you. But that's fine. Elephants can support us soon enough. Maybe let's turn the fire off, actually, as we're walking with our elephants in this direction. Okay, elephants, you should be shooting as much as you can up here. Try and deal with them. We are just on guard mode. We've actually got some wall fighting here. Really not supposed to be taking these guys on the walls, but that is indeed what's kind of happening right now. Elephants, get yourself a little bit more in that direction. We sent the two less experienced than Porus lads. I mean, this guy is pretty darn experienced, all things considered. They have immediately routed, which is unfortunate, but what we really want to do is pull them away from the towers so that we can shoot them without getting shot ourselves. It's a little bit awkward. The tower's just falling to them, which is not what I wanted to see. What do we do? What do we do? Get the archer girls out of there. Oh, they've sent some over there as well. Right, send in Porus. Send in Porus at this point, because we need to make sure these towers are ours. Okay, I kind of forgot about these towers shooting inwards. Makes this a little bit more awkward. This guy might actually be in trouble if we're not careful. They have javelins as well. Ugh. Okay, there's a lot of damage going on these guys right now. Archer, just get yourself into this kind of a position, i.e. where you're not in that tower range, which would be ideal. Okay, if you can shoot those guys, just as these elephants. Elephants! Get in there! Stop being numpties and start charging in. We need to go and deal with this lad. Archer ladies are doing their work. We're getting shots, we're getting javelins, we're starting to lose elephants. How many javelins do you have? Ridiculous. That's why these guys are so dangerous. Elephants are actually taking a fair few hits there, but we have done our job in that part of the world. That's fine then. Okay, start shooting these. They're actually going to climb down. That's actually very, very much advantageous to us. So I'll happily take that situation. The infantry are being cleared up by Porus. There we are. The general's doing the job he needs to, which is taking them out. So at this point, not the archers. Get yourselves over there, my good lasses. That's fine. But elephants, they're kind of down here. Shoot them, stab them, tusk them. We still haven't found a good verb for that, really, have we? But you know what? It's fine. We'll take them out. The sooner we can break these lads, the better, because we really, really, really need to get these towers back on our side / run away from these towers. We only need to go one direction, so I guess we don't need to worry too much about clearing this way if we don't need to. But yeah, let's just get the elephants back in this direction, because we really don't need to be taking extra losses right now. Don't worry about this tower. Don't worry about any of that gateway. That's fine. We'll just go this way round instead. I don't mind. Just need one direction to be free. And these guys are now starting to head back over in this direction once again, which is very good news indeed. Heroic death! Ugh! To someone fairly experienced. Right when we just done the victory, the tower got itself a victim. That's really upsetting, to be honest, because we'd won that battle and we were almost entirely away. Having secured all of these walls in a very, very long-winded affair, the general is seemingly going to charge us now, which is interesting. I didn't think he would come and be that brazen. But indeed, he is going to. Lovely gold cloaks on them. But indeed, they are going to get themselves brutally murdered. Of course, I am leading with the unit that's already got itself lost its general. That's probably the best way of doing it. The High Daspes are going to charge on in rather than throw their javelins, which is probably for the best, really, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, into the next unit. Porus is here as well. He's just leading up the rear. We do have some other elephants on their way. They're a little bit behind. I mean, they could just bulldoze the way through a few of these strict... Wait a minute, what's happening? Oh, gosh darn it. We got Verona Mark. Right, victory's ours. Okay. When elephants run amok around other elephants, that is incredibly dangerous. So we're just going to well, we could put them down, but you know what? It's going to be much safer on this occasion just to press end battle, because honestly, the victory is there, and the elephants immediately calmed down. That's the canonical event right there. End the battle. Porus the Butcher. Bit of an awkward battle, that one. Interesting thing to note that some of their cities, if their size fall like this, very awkward to attack, particularly if you get your entry point wrong. I've attacked from the east here today, so probably worth bearing in mind that I want to attack from either the north or even the west. Actually, I can at least stroll up here a bit easier. So yeah, the east is clearly a bad entry point, probably the worst entry point I can go for. Something to bear in mind for future battles. Victory is indeed ours. The extermination will be complete, and with that, what do we want to do? Alexander's army is heading in this direction. The Furies have been unleashed once more, and horde has been killed. What a shame for him, but clearly he was too weak, not as strong as did Porus over there. Now we've got, oh yes, we've got this guy. We've got Amy over here. Amy should really be the leader. Not that fool. No. Once you've met the cold-hearted, brutal. And we also have, where is Ramesses? Oh, there we are. Yes, so we've got the philosophers all together over here. So all of our lovely philosopher family are together. So maybe what we need to do for the battle with Alexander is send them over. I think that's what we need. I think I was actually going to send this over to Byzantium, but if he's going to come and meet us over here, then I think this is what we're going to do. Now, of course, Porus does want his longbowmen. His lovely female archers are 4 experience, and these elephants are 5. But you know what? For now, we will just send in all of his good friends. So let's send in, yeah, let's just send in all the, let's just use all the elephants we've got for this one. All the elephants, all of the generals we've got around this part of the world. You, my friend, you can come along as well. Why not? As for the rest of the army, you know what? We will keep the other elephants we've got. We're just going to send all the elephants over here. And as for the rest of the army, we do have some nicely retrained silver sword, silver shield units over there. Plenty of units we can hire. And I do notice actually there's new ones over here compared to over here. We will definitely take them on with some of their own troops, using some of their money, because I find that idea quite amusing. So, light cav over there. I think you had some medium cav with you, didn't you, Porus? No. Okay, those medium cav are somewhere else. Right, we'll send a few light cav in there to make sure we mop up anything we need to. And we're going to go and stand on their port and see what they want to do about it. Lovely. So I'm going to send the rest of my army minus... how happy is Sparta going to be? Not very happy. You know what, we'll leave these troops behind for now. We'll send the few that we know Porus will want to take with him over there. And we know what, we'll leave a few of these basic chariots behind just to see how many we need to keep it happy. That will do fine then. Perfect. So you'll be fine for the time being. A few female archers over here. And actually can, by the way, get a longbowman over in this part of the world. I've actually bothered to build us the catapult range somewhere. There we are, catapult range, longbowman. All the others have 1 experience. We don't really use those. But, yes, as I say, more armies gathering in this part of the world. You, my good friend, are supposed to head over to Byzantium. So I suppose you can do that. But you might as well take some of these troops with you. Oh, you know what? We could take it. We'll take this one down with some Persian lads. That will do nice. There we are. So you can send the Persian lads over to attack Byzantium. It just looks like we're going to run out of movement points, so we'll just send the elephants first, and we'll head into there. Now that's interesting. There were no sap points before because there was no one to use them. That's fine. Okay, we'll build a load of saps over there, smash down the walls, mercenary captain, all of that good nonsense. Rechain whatever we can here. I'm guessing there's some kind of blacksmith here. That's superior to ours. Armourer, very, very nice indeed. And yes, send the spy onwards with Porus the Butcher, who's here now with his full-on army of elephants. We will get a full elephant army at some point, but unfortunately, Alexander has somewhat jumped the gun and leapt right at us. This is probably all of their forces, though. I want to say this is all of them, as if there's nothing. There are like 5 full-stack armies here, And I'm sure there was another set of forces somewhere. Yeah, you can see there's some more to the north. Can they reach me? Yes, this guy probably just about can. Maybe he can't. Maybe he could reach a Sally. I don't know that that would quite work. So we'll just put them under blockade. That'll be marvellous. We should probably do that with some of the others as well. A few more spies. You know what? We'll send those onwards. We'll keep one. Oh, there's a diplomat. Yeah, you're not really going to be very useful, are you? But we'll keep you with us just in case we want to bribe someone for some unbeknown reason. As for this part of the world, by the way, I have kept back a little bit of an army over here. This lad and this lad are over here with some of the well retrained chariots and cav, just in case the civilians get these stupid ideas. I'm happy to let them live, but only if they don't do anything stupid. If they want to poke me, they will soon be dead as well. In we go then to take on Alexander the Not So Great, who does have 2 experience and 2 command. Picked up a load of not particularly great traits, apart from Sneaky Ambusher. That one's okay, but other than that, he's not really done an awful lot of battling by the looks of it. No. Okay, well, time to put him out of his misery. Don't know how many family members there are, by the way. We might accidentally look in the faction earlier than we planned to. But hey ho, let's have a little look-see at all of this. We, of course, in case you want to have a good look at Porus before this, Porus the Butcher, no less. Superior defender, but also a superior attacker. Brave, as you would be on an elephant. Also quite bloodthirsty, as is probably fair enough at this point. Other than that, great commander, an exterminator, but a devout man who survived many, many assassination attempts. And of course, when you sleep upon your elephant, well, it's hard to get up there and murder you. So I guess that's how it goes. Does help when someone carries a shield next to you as well. But there we are. Let's head into battle. Let's take out Alexander.
So, let your battle cries ring out clear and loud. Death! Death and glory!
Death or glory, shouts Gobbler the Belch, and the children reply back. Okay, I've been reading How to Train Your Dragon at school recently, so death or glory, death or glory. Death thought Hiccup, death fought Alexander, and indeed we will march in the standard fashion, I think, here today. A lovely little temple there in the background, and of course we have ourselves way too many elephants. It's going to be an absolute massacre, isn't it? Honestly, I don't know what you were expecting for this battle. It was always going to be this, really, wasn't it? Indeed, it always was. So we'll grab... Normally we have like 4 elephants when we do this, and then maybe like 4 chariots on the wing, maybe like 2 on each wing or something like that. That has been more than sufficient throughout this campaign. But nope, today we've got 3 chariots on each wing, and we have, what, 9, 12 elephants. I'm sure it will all be entirely necessary. We'll send the cavalry out to the flankiest of flanks, which is marvellous. Indeed, we even had the hill advantage, because God knows we need that as well. Okay, now, of course, they do have themselves, with the Macedonians here, plenty of phalanxes. The only phalanxes in this particular thing. Actually, we're not actually quite close enough to have a good look at them. Tell you what, we'll give the orders for them to die, and then we'll go have a good look at them, because they won't be lasting very long. So in case you do want to have a good look at these lads before they die, these are the phalangists, of course. 11 attack, 4 charge bonus, and 18 defense. They are exceptionally strong, a lovely, lovely unit. They will get bulldozed by the elephants, but they might well do a fair bit of work on the way. We, of course, have the hyper unpronounceables, who are pretty solid as well, as we've seen up on the walls there, throwing plenty of missiles, plenty more than the 2 that you get from the Roman legions, which is a little bit upsetting. Over here we have ourselves a few of the cavalry. Aha, the Patromoi. And yes, the uncivilized Thracian lads that they've got on the horses here, not particularly strong. I'm not seeing too many. Okay, with some Thracian auxiliary cav as well, nothing too exciting. Alexander over here. I'm not sure this flank is just currently hidden or something else is currently going on. Let's have a quick look at Alexander before we have him killed. He is a little bit blocky in his arms there, but there we are. The Royal Squadron 21 defense looking pretty darn solid. And Porus, of course. Aha! We found the invisible lads. There we go. Okay, so we can now make sure that we pile through some of these as we make our way into the battle. Okay. Chariots, you just all hit these guys on the end because we didn't actually have targets before. There are plenty of javelins which could be quite painful if we're not careful. In come the elephants. How are they going to deal with these spikes? They are... Ooh. Quite a lot of deaths. Ramesses the philosopher died. Oh no. Many heroic deaths just happened. It turns out the phalanxes are very effective against elephants. You knew. I would have thought the elephants would still manage to plough their way through. But apparently they have not managed to do it. So, yes. That one right there as well. Neos the philosopher and Philippus Eugertes and Ramesses the philosopher. All the philosophers are dead, ladies and gentlemen. There's no philosophy left. There's only blood and murder. Yeah, surprised the elephants are quite that brutalised by the old phalanx, but apparently they are. Where is His Majesty Alexander? Let's go and take him out, Porus. Go and avenge your men. Anyway, let's go and get the cavalry to mop up some of those guys. That would be marvellous. Don't want to let them get away or regroup, any of that nonsense. Actually, no. No other elephants get to take him on. It's just Porus. Porus is the one who gets to kill him. Nobody else. Cavalry, you get yourselves over there. Aha! He's now trapped. Many elephants are here to take them on today. Okay, we're going to mop up these guys. There are reinforcements in the background. Not sure they want to join the battle. So next time we'll actually take some care. Oh no! Running amok. Running amok. Always pretty dangerous, but he seems to be going the other way. Where is Alexander going? I want to kill him. Have him killed, please. Someone just make sure he dies. It really should be Porus to kill him, but he was going to run away. Filthy coward, Alexander. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Filthy cowards. He's going to get shot down, shot in the back. That's just not the way he's supposed to go, is it? Cavalry, get out of the way of whatever that is. Yeah, don't want the spearmen to hit you. Might just actually... Oh, is he back in the battle? Not quite. Not quite. We'll whittle down his numbers here as we poke him on the edge of the battlefield. Alexander has ran away on this particular occasion. Right, we've lost all the philosophers. The reinforcements have ran away. It's not been a particularly efficient victory by any means. And by not efficient, I mean completely useless. Yay! More units around him. And those elephants over there are not doing too well. Okay, suffice to say, this has not been our best showing. But, you know, it's fine. We learned a lesson today. We learned that the phalanges are incredibly effective against these elephants. Who knew? Oh, Ramesses, it's very sad to see your lads running amok, but indeed, it does mean that you will have to be put down. And the same will have to go for these lads over there, whichever one of the generals you were. It's time for your elephants to be put out of their misery. Their leader is dead. Long Ling there. Oh, he wasn't dead. Well, now he's dead. He was just running amok. He wasn't even dead. Oh, wow, that's amazing. It's a good thing we don't need these guys too much anymore because we'll be able to complete this campaign without them because I've just killed someone completely unnecessarily. That's amazing. That's quite spectacular. Right, we should end this battle before more mayhem ensues. You have clearly won the battle and you've clearly just killed one of your own generals for no particular reason other than he's failed to control his elephants, and much like the dragon trials at the beginning of this when we shouted death or glory, he chose death. Well, with many of our elephants failing the initiation task, then Alexander retreats back to Pella. I'm not sure I'd call it glorious. The entire philosopher family is being killed. Oh dear, and this guy's the worst of the lot of them. Calls himself a Ptolemy. What is he doing? Ramesses the philosopher. He's been a great hero. He had 6 experience. I mean, that's quite impressive that he managed to get himself killed. I'm actually, yeah, that's actually quite almost surprising. But oh well, how many more spaces do we have? This time we'll just get our chariots out. Maybe we should actually have a proper battle. You know what? Yeah, I think we'll do that next time. We're going to hire up a load of their lads and we're going to take them on like that. New factionaire, by the way. I just skipped that message. So who have we just lost? A load of them. Ramesses the philosopher. Sad, sad, sad. He has actually only lost one of his sons there, actually. Died in battle along with his father. Oh well, it's at least a beautiful way to have gone. This, the old philosopher over here, he died in battle. This lad as well died in battle. The family aren't doing too well, are they? It's all the adopted children who are dead. All the real children are okay. None of them are actually come of age yet. Bit of a quick fire campaign. So I'm not sure you're the next faction heir. I'm sorry. It's got to be Amy. It's got to be Amy. I'm going to say Amy is the faction heir. It's only fair. You're next down the line, disinherited. You're literally Amy's. Oh, you know, you're not Amy's son. You're Amy's son-in-law, so that's fine. It's fine, absolutely fine. You've got a young wife. You've got many years left to be the king. It's absolutely fine. On the note of Amy, by the way, is Amy over here? Amy is indeed over here. Apparently not actually leading, as we discussed earlier. Okay, you know what, Porus? You may have lost quite a few experienced ones. Actually, we have to fill a mentor over here, the teaching philosopher. Okay, so what do you want? We'll get some hoplites. Lovely stuff. Hire up those. And Illyrians, are they superior like on Rome? They are indeed. But we'll just get them all, to be honest. Marvellous nudes. And with that, we'll get the allied cav. How nice. And the Thessalian cavalry. Perfect. So we're going to hire up a load of their lads. And then we're just going to throw some elephants into the mix. Because obviously that's how we do it. With that, perfecto, and one more chariot. Oh yes, we'll take the silver chevrons. Why ever not? So. Yes, Porus, you can head on soon enough. We'll leave this lad in behind. They won't dare to give us a poke. I would have thought with the backup there. We'll see how all of that goes. I don't have enough infantry, to be honest, so might be an idea. Send over some more of the infantry from over hither. Yeah, we'll send them over next time. So, what other infantry can we hire, my good sir? Oh yeah, there are all the hoplites and the Greek mercenary infantry and the Greek. You know what? Just send them all. Send them all. Thank you, my good sir. Although you, to be honest, my good elephanty lad, you can look after Halicarnassus, which isn't any happy with you there. But we're going to send you anyway. Has gained a mercenary captain though, so he can help you look after the city. Well, we have reorganised the army with the new recruits over from Halicarnassus, and now we have ourselves a bit more of a Greek-looking army. We have brought along the Indian longbowmen and some Cretan archers, a few of the old Greek cavalry, as well as my Indian chariots. So we've got a bit more of a balanced force this time, and we're going to head up north. We have plenty of reinforcements here and there, but most importantly, we do, of course, have ourselves a little bit more work to do over in this part of the world. And you know what, we'll start, well, these step horsemen, like, they do look an awful lot like the Sarmatian cav, and they pretty much are, aren't they? Lovely stuff. You know what, we'll just get ourselves some generic spearmen to do some of the dirty work. Let's head in. We've got 3 sat points, and to be honest, there's not a lot to defend it on this occasion. Interesting. On this occasion, they're actually going to block the entrance. That's intriguing. Okay, that's an interesting thing to note. So we're just going to charge into them in that case. We will get a few pokes from a tower or two, particularly this one, as we approach, but actually we shouldn't be in too bad of a position to just take these guys on. So we'll charge these down with these 2 elephant units, which are the slightly less experienced lads. We'll use these for the poking job at the start. There we go. And yes, they're putting us towards the towers. That's fine, I guess. We're going to send these Eastern infantry in to do some of the dogs' work, and hopefully it will all be fine. They're not throwing any javelins at us, and I'm quite happy. So we'll be mopping these guys up fairly simply. Here we are then with a classic city trap. It's been a while since I've seen one of these, particularly with some actual infantry. It's kind of nice to see, isn't it? Plenty of placing missiles coming into the Promodromoi, which was a terrible pronunciation, but it's also a death for these lads. Down goes the general, and immediately they're all gone. One guy got shot in the back, but aside from that, oh yes, pretty simple victory. Maybe slings don't shoot, because you're not really in the best position for all this nonsense. Nonetheless, yes, it's a pretty brutal death as it goes. Lovely street though, nice little pass through the trees, and there's 1 unit left on the plaza, 1 unit hoplite, he probably won't last much better than these guys. Victory for the cold-hearted then, only a few losses, efficient enough for Byzantium, or should I say, Tomisantium. Glorious victory, smashed up city, and you know what, we'll probably keep our troops here just in case there's any attack from that northern army there, because there's always a chance they will decide to come in this direction. So Tomisantium it is, and we'll probably just get ourselves an execution square, because it's probably good just to remind them who's boss in this particular town. Just do some random clicking. Lovely stuff. So I think time to end our turn. See what comes next. With Alexander heading up north then, that is where Porus will go. The backup armies though, well, I guess we can stroll towards Pella, keep ourselves busy, I guess. We'll take some of these forces with us. We don't have an awful lot of infantry in this part of the world, so I guess they're there just to stroll in and do a bit of dirty work when they need to. So you know what, we won't bring all of these guys along, but we'll bring along all of the elephants. Why ever not? So yeah, we'll get those stacked up to the second force along with as many chariots as we can muster. If they want to take us on the field, they are most welcome. Lovely stuff. And a couple light cavalry just to mop things up. Okay. We'll just go and put Pella under siege and see what they want to do about it. We'll get a couple of ladders, a couple of those, get some sat points, head in there before too long. A few bits of basic faction announcements, but honestly at this point I'm not even really worried about the rest of the empire. I'm just going to make sure that we get everything sorted out in this part of the world. With Alexander hiding out in Epidamnus, we've got ourselves Parmenion and some reinforcements taking us on in the field. Parmenion, by the way, is very good at commanding, an exceptional ambusher, confident attacker, horribly scarred. Oh yes, he's going to be fun to kill. I suspect elephants can do the job though. But we have ourselves a fairly classic army here. But they do have lots of spearmen, and we did find that that can be difficult. So what's the hoplites? They're not so high on the attack. It's when we see the phalangists, these guys, it can cause problems. But they only have 5 of them left. So we'll probably be fine. Let's hit him. Second army's often the one that kills you, but to be honest, this is just reservists anyway, so let's send them in. We're going for a slightly different tactic on this occasion. We're going to ignore the centre. We're going to hit the 2 flanks with all of our chariots, of course. And yes, these guys are going to get themselves caught slightly by that phalanx because they're numpties. But the rest of us will just focus on mopping up the flanks, and then we'll just use some of our missiles to shoot them down because they are severely lacking in missiles, as it turns out. General can just swing around here. The cavalry can make sure they get around the flank. The rest of us will just make sure we're in position to mop up. These guys over here, they can get on top of those hypacists. These guys can get on top of them. And the chariots can just swing around into the flank to terrify the hell out of them. Woohoo! Yes, indeed. We've got... we actually have some routing chariots. That's fun. Okay. We have now got them broken though, so we don't need to worry too much about any of that nonsense. That's good. Looks like the 2 flanks have been wiped out. We just need to deal with these guys who are going to be taken out by the missiles, hopefully, before too long. Let's just try and make sure we're mopping up as much as we can. As the spearmen get a little bit closer, we're just going to move elephants out of there. So the chariots hit these guys in the back because that always does the job. Chariots in the rear of phalanxes don't ever last very well. So at this point, are you actually going to charge my elephants? You utter mentalist. Indeed, they now don't quite know. Ooh, bit of cavalry into the back of our cavalry. That's not going to be very good for my light cav, but we will get some chariots into them pretty much instantly. So that's nice to see. You guys just get on top of him. That's another break. Yeah, I think largely we can just start to plough into them actually, because they are mostly way out of position. Okay. Yeah, get these elephants down the hill. Yeah, they're all broken. Good, 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 good. And at this point, that means we can mop up those as well. You can get on top of the spearmen. Oh, yes, we've done a nice job here today. Right, onto the second army, which is Parmenion's army from the city itself. We'll just charge these guys down. Unfortunately, they're missile cav, so they don't want to be chased. They do want to be chased even, which I don't want to get stuck in too much. Let's not worry too much about these little lads here or there. We'll just get ourselves organised. He's running forward like an utter numpty. Okay, you go on top of Parmenium, that's fine by me. And the rest of us, let's just get ourselves lined up over here. In fact, this time we'll get the 2 reserve chariots into the fray because you were only held back because the idea was to keep you fresh. Okay, so archers, don't worry about shooting anymore. You're pretty much out of missiles anyway. As for this flank, got the light cav and the chariots. You know what? Yeah, we'll just get all of them on top of each other. And that should be that dealt with. This general is being sliced apart by our chariots, which is great. You might as well just start charging those high passes, so we want them to go down. There goes Parmenion. The grand hero himself has been murdered. And with him dead, Alexander will truly weep. He will weep. And yeah, there are plenty of phalanxes just to be wary of here, but on the whole, I'm quite happy to just get my chariots out of... Okay, one of you was stupid. Just about managed to get out of there. And the elephants can just try and do the same maneuver again. So we'll get all of these guys and head them into the flank. That will be marvellous. Just don't want to get them too stuck in the... Yeah, don't want to get you stuck inside these lands. That wouldn't be particularly grand. Although with the general dead and then way out of position, I reckon we've got a good chance to wrap them up, actually. So there's a bit of cavalry wandering somewhere. I don't know where my cav's gone. My cav's mostly fled at this point. These guys are doing a bit of mopping up. Nothing too noteworthy. And these elephants at this point can just charge across and hit the phalanges in the side. As long as they're not in full-on phalanx mode, I'm not too worried about that. One of my chariots did just commit suicide, unfortunately. It does happen. And into these guys now. Into these guys. They are not in position. And yeah, they're broken. Elephants are now ploughing through. Okay, and that job is now done. Charge back in, my good sir. Charge back in. They're gone. The Swiss cheese has entered the room and it is melting viciously. So down they go. Okay, we'll just try and mop up as much as we can. We don't want too much getting back to the city, but to be honest, I think the battle is as good as won. Well, that was a true crushing of the enemy there. The nefarious Epiphany has got himself 2,000 kills with Captain Polypurchus and Parmenion the Cunning destroyed. The game is actually happy to give me the city, I see, but looks like we're going to have to take on Lysimachus first. Interesting. Nothing too good, to be honest. We get to face him with our, yes, Alexandrian army. Lovely stuff. It's an interesting day. We actually have ourselves a fairly ordinary army here. A pile of phalanxes, some archers in behind, some cavalry ready on the flanks, albeit our cavalry's kind of chariots and elephants. So not entirely normal, but nonetheless, we do at least have ourselves a fairly usual front line, which is nice to see. They're actually standing... No, they are still wandering towards us, but we do have the range advantage, so we'll make good use of that. I'm not sure they have any archers at all. Got used to those Mardin archers, the Persians earlier. Those were very annoying indeed. Yes, they have the agrarian Dravlinman. Interesting pronunciation there. But apart from that, no issues whatsoever. So, elephants and chariots, you might as well start swinging out to the flanks because you can cause some interesting confusion over in that part of the world. To be honest, you might as well just charge into them because sod it. Cavalry's gonna be murdered. Woohoo! We do have all these lovely, lovely longbows flying in right now. We do have Porus's long, befriended longbows. Yeah, we're being attacked. Well done. You've worked that out well. Elephants. Charge into that one cavalryman who's trying to charge you for some unbeknown reason. And yes, these two lads can probably hit these cavalry. That'll be fine. Actually, the javelinmen... Yeah, the javelins do cause problems to both these units. So we'll just we'll mop up one unit and then see about the rest. The infantry seems very confused about what it should do at this point, which is kind of amusing to me. I might just send the elephants. I'm just going to send one of you running after them. And the others over here, yes, we can charge into the next unit. Why not? Why ever not? Right into that cavalry over there. And it's not doing too hot, to be honest, are they? Great javelin men. So someone took a charge at us. Down goes a general once again. And to be honest, it doesn't even look like we're going to need a huge lot of this, do we? No. I mean, this is the thing with spearman lines anyway, is that to my mind it's like when I play as Armenia. They're there to hold the ground and you just let everyone else do their work around it. So he'll be fine because while they will throw javelins, he'll be able to shoot them with arrows and he'll be absolutely fine. My missile should probably stop at this point because it probably causes him more harm than anything else. Elephants, chariots, maybe just going in that direction. Oh yeah, actually there are still a few actually apparently want to fight. Just charge into them. They haven't got their pikes down. Oh, they just got them down. Okay, they kind of half got them down. It's fine. The chariots kind of blew themselves up there, but apart from that, all is fine. As for the rest of it, yes, it's just a charge at this point. Will largely do the job. Get the elephants in this part of the world. Porus, who actually lost some experience in that battle before, by the way. He, yeah, lost some experience, probably lost too many men and had to retrain them. A bit sad, really. A bit sad. Right, these lads need to get themselves sorted as well. Only a few still fighting. There are some hoplites over there. I suspect, to be honest, this main line should probably just, I don't know, come over here or something and we'll start shooting them down because, to be honest, I think the missiles will now only be in range of them, which is marvellous. Another 1,000 kills there for Porus the Butcher. Sadly, he's gone back to 7 experience. He's going to stay on that for the time being, but pretty decisive victory, and it's nice to use a slightly different army. Well, with that, we will exterminate Pella, and that pretty much just leaves Alexander cowering in his final city, which suggests to me Porus, 67 years old now, nearly completed his mission. Lovely stuff. Yes, we need to gather our final force to take him out, and he does have one friend, Secundus, who has the plague. Just the whole city had the plague. It does. Oh, Alexander could die of the plague. That would be kind of funny. Would that be a letdown? Maybe it would. Maybe it would be more fitting for him to die that way than to a great conqueror, because frankly, he's hardly deserving of it. Have you, my good spy, got the plague? No, you got out just before the plague hit. Probably the best for you. This army seems to have gone rebel, or it maybe just was the rebel army. No idea where that other army of the Alexanders are, but there we are. The Macedonians, the Alexanders, the Macedonians, the Alexanders, they're all the same jazz to me. Not very happy here. We'll try a lower tax rate and some executions. That always convinces people. That's a good stuff. Okay, we'll sort ourselves out for the final battle at Epidamnus. Interestingly, this army wants to take us on. I'm not quite sure why. I did want to get Amy into the final battle. Perhaps this is it, though. We will see. I won't go out of my way to charge down Alexander, but if Porus will kill him, Porus will kill him. Amy, if it's meant to be, you'll make it, but this might be the final battle. It might be with just Porus.
We did not seek war. We are lovers of peace and prosperity.
I'll be honest, Porus, I'm not going to buy that. We are definitely not lovers of peace, but we've definitely not seen greenery like this. How majestic and beautiful. I guess I'd get ourselves sorted out somewhere on this hill, but I don't like all of these trees, damn it. We have found ourselves a lovely ridge to sit up on here, and we are shooting them from a grand old distance. All of our longbowmen, these guys, been here from the very start. Oh yes, it's nice to see these lads. We do have a few more longbowmen in a couple of the other armies. The Tomisantium army definitely has some longbowmen that we purchased over in Halicarnassus, or trained I should say. It's kind of fun to use a bit of these hoplites at the end, but I must say this Indian army, obviously when you've got like elephants and chariots, you're always going to go heavy in on them, but I think we have seen that the Indian spearmen are so incredibly useless. I mean, they were losing to the Eastern infantry, if I recall, and that's not great, to be honest, is it? I mean, you know, you have the archer women, which are fine, basic archers, but yeah, it's all about... Actually, to be fair, those medium cav do a decent job. The light cav are nice for chasing things down. I can't complain about any of the cavalry options, to be fair. Wouldn't mind some javelin cav, some archer cav. I'm not sure that's particularly fitting for the nation, though. But nonetheless, it's all these chariots and the elephants that really do the job, isn't it? Phalangists here are trying their best, but they're getting themselves quite badly shot down, frightened by elephants. They shouldn't be. You've murdered about 4 of them already. Javelin men, though, are probably about to get in range as well. We haven't used these a lot. They're pretty nice, though, like the heavy peltasts. of the Greeks, a very nice unit indeed. They're about to throw in all sorts of nonsense into these lads, and they're not going to like that. That is them really getting chunked down now. Okay, so I think at this point we should just swing across with all of these cavalry units and just mop up whatever we can. It's going to be a little bit of infantry affair here. Oh, very nice. We've actually obviously got us our hoplites, and they've got the phalanges. They've actually got the range, but they're not going to find the range. No, they're going to run away before they even arrive, and that's the whole point of the infantry line after all. So you guys charge after them, and actually, to be honest, we'll get the chariots to do that job. Missiles, probably best you stop shooting everyone at this point. You may be interested to know that Alexander and his merry men are indeed on their way with their beautiful, beautiful leopard print. Oh, it is magnificent, but they're all going to be dead very, very soon indeed. These armies are certainly slightly more awkward than the Persians for us, but really the main problem of this campaign has simply been trying to have any economy to actually get any units. But obviously our generals being elephants means the economy didn't really matter so much. We haven't really trained any elephants until right at the end. Haven't needed to in many ways. It's been able to train the chariots. That's what really made the difference. Western escapade over to Egypt, back to the homeland, of course. Yeah, that's what really did it for us. That's what gave us that second army and gave us the opportunity to truly win this campaign the way that we wanted to. So we'll just get everyone back into position as Alexander is on his way at this point. I suspect Amy will be too late. We do have the philosopher though. Neos the philosopher is along with us here today, and I think he's been with us for a fairly long time, so Porus will be glad to see him. At this point though, we should probably turn the missiles on because I'm pretty certain they're all in range at this point. Not quite, but they're not too far off, and that doesn't include the hill advantage, so yeah, when they get around this ridge here, they'll get themselves shot down, and to be honest, I don't think it's going to go very well for them at all. So how has the India campaign been? Well, to be honest, I found it a really interesting one. I thought it might be a few episodes because it's a bit silly, but in the end, whilst it was a lot slower start than I thought, obviously it exploded. Like the last two episodes, we've just taken over everything in one fell swoop, which is quite spectacular, it should be said. We know elephants and chariots are particularly powerful, but trying to actually manage how to get India in a position where it can make advantage of that is quite tough. Getting enough elephants and chariots to actually take a few cities is really pretty tricky, because the Persians have such a big force, of course. They are stacked with so many armies, and as soon as Alexander does nothing, which is kind of what happened on this particular campaign, well, it was pretty much... It was a foregone conclusion eventually, but I do think the actual campaign itself has its tricky moments. You will, if you want to play it yourself, just need to bear in mind that the money is a big problem, and using your generals sensibly is the only way to do it. So he's going to charge into his own men, which is really the only way for Alexander to truly go down. We'll just watch him as he dies. He doesn't even want to fight. Oh, Cav. Enemy general fallen. Secundus has fallen. Oh well, everyone charge him down. We'll do our best to get on top of him, but to be honest, he's hardly even worth the chase. Down he goes! He has been caught, got himself slaughtered, and to be honest, very much stuck on high speed, but it was Porus himself as far as I'm concerned. Porus was in the melee, and it was him who delivered the final blow. And with that, the Macedonians, I don't believe, have any more generals. They might well have themselves a city, not a city, they might well have themselves this city still remaining, but that won't be for very long, even if they do get deemed to have enough men left. In the end though, it does look like victory's here today, and to be honest, we might as well let the rest escape. There's no need to chase every last one of them down. So with that last guy who's going to the battlefield, Porus has achieved his ultimate victory, he says. Don't know what's left. Maybe we should just exit anyway. Let's quit. Clear victory for us. And with this, and with this, I will claim victory for the whole campaign. Glorious victory! And now we have the plague. And thus it was that Porus died of the plague. Indeed. Porus died that very turn. Oh, glorious. He didn't die in the battle, that's for sure. Who knows? Who even knows what happened? New faction leader. Amy is the new king. And perhaps, Amy, you were meant to never arrive because they all have the plague now. That is the gods' disapproval. We have gone too far. We have gone too far. But we've taken out Macedonia. And with that, we are left with only the nomadic peoples who are our friends. Well, I say are our friends. Dark have been an amazing friend to us. They've properly stood by us. We fought with them in episodes 2 and 3 and 4, I think. Nice early wars where we defended them. We fought alongside them. They shouldn't have burnt themselves out. They did try hard to try and take Persian cities, but they always failed. They helped us defend the Chad Shak and Bactria against them a few times. They're a glorious, glorious ally. The Scythians seem to hate us, but they're neutral. They didn't declare war, and thus we choose to be friends with them. Our philosopher does have the plague now, as do all of these guys. I didn't actually walk in the city, so I feel a little bit harsh done by there. But you know what? It's absolutely fine. I'm just going to siege it out, to be honest. But there it is. Scythia, now that... I don't know how that's happened. But anyway, Porus the Butcher has joined Osiris, as I say, that typical Indian god. And he achieved his life's works. You can see... You can see what I've been up to. Yes, we knew the plague was coming. Unfortunately, Porus has been running the wrong way. He's been running back towards the sunset. He's been running westward ever, and the sunset of his life has finally arrived. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Okay, there are marriages. There are still celebrations. Life goes on, even without Porus, even with all of his friends. Suddenly, disease. Did I have him on the list there? Maybe we could think that he died of the plague, but I don't think so. I think he got there and sat down knowing his life's work was complete, and like many a man who finishes his life's works, suddenly his body, with no more wars to fight, his body gave up on him. And there we are. The end for Porus. I'm kind of glad he got to Epidamnus and gave up. We will name this after him, of course. The great city of Porus. Beautiful. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I will leave it. This has been a slightly longer campaign than I actually envisaged. It took a little while to really get going, as I say, but with the capital rebelling out in the east, maybe if I wanted to, I would continue to start looking after the world a little bit better. But for now, I will leave you. I'm Thomas. This is To Nerds to Human, and this has been the ended campaign of Rome towards Alexander. Thank you, and bye-bye. Welcome to Babylon, which is empty. Oh, Steve's dead. Bit of a shit. They seem a bit sad about it all. It's okay, guys. This is what it's about. Oh, they turned their backs. We did actually break them with a charge. Exceptional. How are we doing this? They may take our armies, but they'll never take our spies.